Hi, I'm Sandy Allnock, Prima Ribbonista for May Arts. Welcome to my stop on the Cardmaker Magazine May Arts Bloghop. I wanted to talk a little bit about card sketches because for me, they actually make it a lot easier to make really fantastic cards. Especially sometimes if I'm stumped for an idea, if I follow a sketch and pick some papers that'll go with an image, I can come out with a really great card in a really easy way. My card today uses a sketch that was just posted on the Operation Write Home website. They have a blog over there that has weekly sketches and they all have measurements on them. Very cool for those of us who are math challenged like me. And this sketch has a long panel and the sample shows an image on it, and I thought I would like to use the same kind of a thing. My first step is going to be picking some papers, and I went to Authentique's Gathering Collection. It's a fall collection, but lots of these colors can be used year-round, and I love their papers. So on one of them, I've chosen to stamp my image in Versamark. It's kind of an invisible ink that works really well with embossing, and I'm going to heat emboss the telephone. This is a stamp set from Hero Arts, and sprinkling on my embossing powder and heat setting it with a heat gun. And I love stamping on patterned papers, but you have to be careful to pick something that's light and doesn't have a lot of contrast, or else you're not going to see the image. So this goes well with the rest of the card, but it also shows off the image nicely, and the colors, that kind of warm color in the background is really going to show through nicely on the card. And I'm fussy cutting it, trimming it with my detail scissors. I love my little teeny tiny scissors. And now I want to fussy cut the inside. So how do you get in there? You can use an X-Acto, but I just slice into the image in one spot. I pick a spot that I can adhere back down with glue when I put it back on the card, and then I can continue my fussy cutting all the way around the inside shapes. I'm going to do the same thing on the inside of that phone cord. Trim off a little excess there as well. And I will show you in a minute how I hide that one. That's going to be a little special challenge on this card because the phone cord is going to hang off of something. So now I have all my pieces cut. They're ready to adhere. I'm just going to follow the sketch with the sizes that are listed already. I could use the floral side on this card, but I decided to use the polka dots because it's going to be a little tamer and the phone will show up better. I'm going to use some dimensional adhesive on the back. This is a giant roll that I get from Amazon, and it's made by 3M, and it's not really super thick, which I really love, and all of you card makers out there know that it'll cost you extra to mail something if you end up having too much dimension on it. So we're going to leave that middle spot without adhesive on it, and you'll see why in just a moment. And we're going to place that panel onto the card. And we want to make sure that we only have that one layer of dimension because otherwise it's going to get too big and tall. So now I have the sentiment is already stamped onto the same paper. It's already embossed and layered. And here's the little telephone. I'm going to center the phone and let the cord hang off. But what that means is that little piece that I cut is going to be hanging out there and try to glue to that patterned paper. So I'm going to put a little tiny piece of that same dimensional adhesive underneath the edge right where those two pieces meet. That's going to raise the level of the cord at the same level as the phone since it's already on something that's got dimensional behind it. I've got buttons that I've punched out of a die. It's a memory box die. It does a couple little sizes of buttons, so I'm going to use two different sizes on this one with very tiny glue dots so that I can not have that glue stick out past the button, and then it'll stick to something. So here's the sketch, and you can see I've got all the pieces, but oh my gosh, where's my ribbon? Okay, you can add anything to a sketch, and if you know me, you know I always do. So I've punched a little hole, and I got my grosgrain ribbon from May Arts, some brown coordinating ribbon, and I'm going to thread it through where I don't have adhesive. That's why we left that spot blank and didn't put anything in there. So I'm going to trim off the end, and I want to put a little adhesive on the back. This is ATG tape. And put a little bit on the back so I can hold that ribbon in place because I want it straight across from where the sentiment is. That's going to draw attention to the sentiment on the card. Now I have a brad from Stampin' Up! With a little butterfly on it, same browns as I got on the card, and it's got long tines on the back of it. You want one that has really long ones. If you go for really short ones, you have to use a really tiny ribbon, and I've got a big fat grosgrain ribbon here, so I want to make sure I have a long one. So I'm just wrapping it around the ribbon, just pinch the ribbon and then tuck it into the hole. and all you have to do then is finish off the ribbon, and I'm just folding it in half and making 2 points on it. Super easy way to make a really fantastic looking embellishment with your ribbon. So I've now adhered it onto the card base, and that little brad portion doesn't show on the inside of the card this way. And I just love how this card came out. I love the addition of that little pop of ribbon and the little brad. I think just sets everything off and makes it a lot classier than it would have been without it. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch my little video. If you liked it, please click the like button down below. You can hit subscribe down there to get lots more great ideas from May Arts, and we'll see you next time.